Dynamos Football Club played some scintillating football for an entire first half, as if flattering to deceive, icing their attractive play with 2 goals by early second half, a lead that they let slip later, eventually settling for a draw in a match where they will feel they deserved more. It was a tale of two teams with identical pre-match rituals, and was it not fitting that at the end they were both rewarded equally with a point? It's just superstition. Timbare had threatened as early as the second minute after some good work on the left by Emmanuel Paga, who left Kelishi Ndindi for dead, before spotting no more Chinyerere, whose low shot produced a desperate blocker from Wellington Muguya, the Hwange keeper. Timbare meant business and had Hwange on the back foot again after a magnificent passer from Donald Mudadi set Emmanuel Jalai loose, only to be stopped dead on his tracks by a cruncher Lucas Sibanda tackle right on the edge of the box. As Dynamos went relentless, Mudadi was full of enterprise in midfield, and a delicate chip picked up Emmanuel Jalai, whose crosser saw Parker's header again cleared on the line by a busy Muya. Chazunguza finally shook the nets after 27 minutes of another well-worked move involving Shadrack Nyawa, Emmanuel Paga, Tanaka Shandirwa, and when it got to Donald Mudadi, he sniffed opportunity and struck from the edge of the box, beating a diving Muya with a low shot. The Dynamos fans went wild. After the goal, there were moments when you felt Hwange were now there for the taking. When Dynamos looked so dominant, it was just a matter of time before they got another. But instead, they went over-elaborate, and that must have been the difference between a win and a share of the spoils. Indeed, it was the defining moment. With all looking so rosy for Timbare, Hwange chased shadows. Sometimes it looked like an afternoon training session, and whilst the dominance wasn't translating to goals, Dynamos will find solace in that their performance was entertaining. Even the fans enjoyed it too. The mood on the Mpilo and grandstand only retains such a vociferous vibe when Dynamos is on song. Yet the whole irony is that when things turn around, the some fans are quick to disown their own. 1-0 in Dynamos' favour at the break then, the coal miners hardly troubling the Dynamos goal area as they were preoccupied absorbing what their opponents were throwing at them. The second period began in the same tempo of the first. Dynamos at it again as they found porous channels within the Hwange midfield and defense, yet just like the first half, they were not clinical with finishing. All the same, a second goal came 7 minutes after resumption, after they had been awarded a free kick for rough play by Kelishi Ndindi, adjudged to have fouled Keith Madira on the edge of the Hwange box. Emmanuel Paga's rising free kick flew above a diving Wellington Muya, and Dynamos looked like they were cruising to their first win of the season. Mpilo and grandstand went carnival. 4 minutes after the goal, Dynamos threatened to make it 3 when Donald Mudadi found no more Chinyerere with plenty of space in midfield. Chinyerere obliged with an inviting chip over to Emmanuel Paga, whose stinging shot was parried away for a corner again by Muya. Even after the second goal, you would have thought Dynamos were about to overrun the coal miners, whose body language seemed to suggest a lost cause, worse with Dynamos fans making presence felt even much louder with song and dance. Of course, you can almost feel pity for their coach Genesis Mangombe, whose sentiments about the team playing well ain't far from the truth. His looks like a team already with a foundation, perhaps what lacks is character and game management. On Saturday, they just needed to kill the game that was looking theirs to lose, perhaps with a third, but when they fluffed their chances, such as football, that a single goal for the opponents, whether by lack or design, brings a sudden spring in their play, and likewise, Hwange eventually woke up from their slumber with a 60th minute free kick. It looked so far away from goal to cause harm. How the Dynamos wall let in Marcelino Mlilo's set piece sneak in from almost midway their half shall always remain a mystery. It all but ignited the coal miners into belief, and suddenly they were resurrected. Within 10 minutes, Hwange were on level terms off an own goal of sheer determination as Donald Zunyai's clearance rebounded off Shadrack Nyawa to find its way into the nets. 2-2 at 70 minutes, suddenly Hwange had life, and where they had struggled to have a single shot on target an entire 45 minutes, they had hit 3 within a space of 15. Dynamos did try to pick up the loose pieces as they sought to regain the lead. Needless to repeat, they were quite inventive in creating fair opportunities up front, and they almost made it count with Emmanuel Jalai's shot from the edge of the box that whistled past the right-hand post. Another flowing move on the right, a replica of numerous attacks exhibited all afternoon, albeit put to waste thanks to bad finishing, also ended in some fashion as Arthur Musiwa hesitated on a clearance that found him flat-footed. Whilst some Dynamos fans may be getting impatient with Coach Mangombe's recent results, you can't take away that his team plays some attractive football, and even in the draw against Hwange, they will be the first to admit they did not play badly. With a bit of luck, they had won it off yet another exciting move, but Donald Mdadi's shot was again scrambled off the line by keeper Muguya. 2-2 draw then, Dynamos letting it slip as they wasted chances galore that could have laid the game to rest long before the final whistle. Their coach Genesis Mangombe was naturally satisfied with the way his boys had responded to their 2-1 defeat at the hands of Highlanders last week, but lamented the manner in which they continuously concede soft goals.
I'm happy with the response to my boys after that defeat from Highlanders. They played very well, and I'm happy with the way we are keeping possession and also the player rotation and the speed. But now, at the end of the day, you still question yourself that can we allow these silly goals to be scored, two silly goals which can be avoided. So we still have to work on these guys.
His Hwange counterpart, Nation Dube, felt he had given Dynamos too much space in the first half, hence his halftime changes were effective.
Of course, I was telling myself that the way they are playing, if we can apply ourselves, I don't think they can beat us. So that's why I said when we went into the dressing room, I just told my boys, let's go one-on-one and then we see what can come from there.
Entertaining game closing in a 2-2 stalemate, but perhaps a painful lesson for the Dynamos players, too generous in front of goal. For Hwange, who held their honor despite incessant raids at a 2-goal deficit, their never-say-die spirit reaped them the fruits of belief, and so they returned to Hwange with a precious point that was all written Dynamos until the arrival of an hour mark where things fell apart. For the Premier Soccer League at Barbourfields Stadium in Bulawayo, I'm Tandazani Zimbabwe.